So, as you probably know, for those of you that aren't aware, this is for those of you that aren't aware, as you probably know, Thursday, entertainment mogul Byron Allen, who for some reason black media or black social media almost never mentions as doing any type of power moves. Another video about that later, but he has a discrimination case against Comcast Universal, and it's going all the way to the Supreme Court. Comcast has continued to fight, and they've got the case heard by the Supreme Court. And this happened Thursday. A lot of people are saying that depending on what's going to happen, the outcome, it's going to affect civil rights legislation that's going back, you know, a century or so, well, centuries. It's going back, it's going to affect that. And I listened to the audio, I've read the transcript. I've also want to point out, I've been aware of the memorandum that Comcast has had out since like 2012. I actually tried to use it myself to establish a television station through it. I can tell you personally, it is what it is. It's just a piece of paper. It was used to co-opt the FCC chairman to agree to approving their merger. And this is what they came up with to approve their merger between Comcast and NBC. To approve it, they had to come up with this representation, this memorandum of understanding. They only have, like, you know, those of you that aren't aware, they only have the 3 agencies in there: the NAACP, the Silent Urban League, and the Action Network. So I'm just going to do something different here. I'm going to predict the future. I'm going to show you my skill of predicting the future. Okay? Because until we stop playing this game, and don't get me wrong, Byron Allen had to do this. This was part of the process of not being silent, of speaking truth to power. See, a lot of you people come on the internet and YouTube and y'all keep talking about this. I'm going to speak truth to power, but you're not really speaking the real truth. You see, I don't know what type of truth to power you're talking about. You sound kind of whimsical to me. You sound kind of fake. You don't sound authentic, but okay, it sounds nice. But Byron Allen had to do this in order to speak truth to power. And the truth is that he is a successful businessman. He's following a blueprint that others use to become successful in this industry, and he has been shut out because he's a black man doing it, and that's the only reason. There's no other reason. There's no other reason. If everything was equal, at least equal, not even fair, everything was equal, and he had to wait 10 years, which he's been trying to do this for 15 years. If he had to wait 10 years for Comcast to bring him on board, the 10th year they should have brought him on board. But they're not trying to do business with him at all because he's a black man. And so I'm going to predict the future here for you guys because, see, we're playing this game. See, the problem black people have in America is we're playing this game, especially in the entertainment industry. And the game we're playing is called the fear game. The fear game. And you got to understand the difference between equal and fear. Equal and fear. Okay? And that's what we're playing. The reason why we excel in sports is because sports have rules, and those rules are followed, and they make the game fair. And if those rules aren't followed, then that's cheating, and the person who cheats automatically loses. But see, in the real world, we don't have those type of rules. Okay? So we have, what we're trying to do is trying to make things equal. But that's not working, and that doesn't seem like it's ever going to work. And I listening to the audio, I can kind of hear the judge's tone, the Supreme Court justices. I can hear their tone. And it dawned on me that the people who made this legislation, who made these laws, they were racist. So they actually made it in a way that is twisted because it should be just simple facts. It should be A, B, and C, and that's it. If you're not doing A, B, and C, you're discriminating against an individual. That's it. Point blank, period. Don't matter race, creed, sex, any of that stuff. Okay? So we're gonna stop playing. I'm gonna stop playing the fear game with you guys tonight, and I'm gonna predict the future. Because once we stop doing that, then we can move forward. You know, we can move forward, and we can come to a reality that we're too afraid to accept, because we are afraid to accept this reality. So, the Supreme Court is going to render an opinion in favor of Comcast. They're going to do it. They're going to render an opinion in favor of Comcast, and they're going to introduce what they call the but-for cause against Byron Allen. And it's not even important to talk about why they're going to do it, or anything else that's going to happen that hasn't already happened, or anything that's going to be changed because obviously it's not working, or anything that we need to protect because it doesn't serve us. Doesn't matter, okay? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Roll back, roll forward. We actually never moved. We have not moved an inch. In the 410 years we've been in this country, we have not moved an inch forward or an inch back. We actually never moved, period. We're still at the same place. We're still just right in the same position we've always been in. That's what nobody wants to admit to. The truth is that things are not fair. And if things are going to be that way, then you would say that Byron Allen is going to win. But I like to ask you, and you're going to say, well, you're wrong. It's not like that. Well, I like to ask you, when in the 425 years of black people dealing with the federal government in America, has it ever been fair? That's what I want to ask you, that question. So you tell me. Because we didn't get this civil rights legislation of discrimination until 1964. We've been freed since, we've been free since the Civil War. I can't recall the exact date, but we've been free since the Civil War. But they didn't give us any protection, or they didn't recognize any protection until 1964. And now it's 2019. And this shit should be dead. This should have died out in the 90s. But you got someone like Byron Allen still having to deal with this as a business person. So again, you know, so that's my prediction. That's how I'm going to predict the future. So spare yourselves the grief. Actually, the decision comes back on November 19th. This is the 19th, I think. They released their opinion. And it's going to be in favor of Comcast. Sorry, Byron Allen. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I applaud your effort, though, and I appreciate everything you did. And, man, if I could come and work for you for free, let me know, because I feel like I owe you. I know you spent a lot of your own money on this. This isn't cheap to do. I know you spent millions and millions of dollars. And who cares if they put a B next to your worth? Every dollar is valuable. Doesn't matter. Every dollar is valuable, you know. And I'm sorry you had to waste your money on this, but I know it needed to be done. And I'm sorry that you just didn't achieve the aim, because, you know, and I know we all know this. It's not fair, you know. Well, me and you know this, but you still got to do this. We still have to speak up, though. You know what I'm saying? You still have to speak up, even though it's never going to be, you know, forget about equal, because we were never going to get equal anyway. You know, we need fear. We don't need equal. We need fairness. And because we're not going to get that, that's okay. Doesn't mean you shouldn't speak up, though. It does not mean. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we have to say to ourselves that this is not going to ever work. You have to be honest. We have to start telling the truth and stop pretending. It's never going to work, okay? I don't want to give away my age, but I've been around a long time. So I know just off of myself, I said to myself, man, looking back on all the years I've spent dealing with it, and I'm like, at my age now, I know it's not going to work, you know. I said I'm not going to grow old and become 70 and still be thinking it's going to work. That's foolishness. That's what a fool is. A fool is a person who keeps saying, give it time, give it time. Man, this shit was been overdue. It's long overdue. If it was a library book, you could spend so much money paying a fine that you own a library. But that's all I got for today. Black to the film, family and friends. I just wanted to throw my prediction out there. I will put the links down below. You can hear the audio yourself. I'm going to try to make a video so you can listen to it online. Since we got all these 2-hour videos, you can listen to this for 1 hour and hear these crazy arguments that Comcast is trying to make. Basically, Comcast is admitting to the discrimination. What they want is they want to change it so that no one else can come along, I guess, and also file similar claims. And I don't know how they're going to go about keeping that from happening, but that's what they're really trying to do, and that's what they have achieved, even though they admit to the discrimination. Because for those of you that don't know what discrimination is, so let's say you have 5 people and they're all white and you have one person that's black, and Comcast says, okay, you guys, we're going to take you 4, and the 5th one, they say we need 5, but we're only going to take those 4. And they say we need 5. Comcast says we need 5, but they only take those 4. And they tell the 5th one, we don't need anybody else. Get out of here. That's discrimination. And that's what Comcast is doing. Comcast is doing business with everybody on the planet but Byron Allen and terrestrial. I heard they're doing business with the Martians, but they would not do business with Byron Allen. Ever, 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 ever. And that's the thing. You see, they're not ever going to do business with him after this lawsuit. So all he can get is the bag. And he's going to get the bag. It won't be what he's asking for, but he's going to get the bag. Even though they win, he's still going to get the bag because they know that this is going to be a bad PR for him. And once he's free of this legal obligation, then he's free to do what? He's free to release all the information pertinent to this claim of his. See, he can't do that yet because of this ongoing case. But see, that's what Comcast didn't anticipate. See, that's what happens when you discriminate. When you discriminate, you don't necessarily hire the best talent. You hire someone who looks what you want them to look like. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best talent. And that's when we go back to the fairness thing. That's when we go back to things being fair, and things are not fair. One point I want to make is that, you know, they had this argument. Comcast came up with this real stupid argument about if a black person applies for a job at a law firm and he gets turned down, and they say in the turn down letter that we're not going to hire you, and by the way, we're not going to hire you because you didn't go to law school. Well, okay, if that's what they call discrimination, then I don't know what they are thinking about, because that's not discrimination. Discrimination would be if it's a black lawyer and he's like fucking the top of his class, he's the top lawyer in the nation, and you hire like the number 8 lawyer in the nation. You know, and you say you don't want someone who has a criminal record, and the number 8 lawyer has a criminal record. So technically they can't even get a bar license. That's discrimination. So I don't know where they got that metaphor for, but if the qualification is law school and you don't have law school, if you don't have a Juris Doctorate, then I don't understand how you discriminate against a person. Okay, and that's what the thing is. Byron Allen has met the bar. He spent 15 years meeting the bar with Comcast. Understand now, this has been a business relationship between him and Comcast, and now Comcast University going on 15 years almost, and this lawsuit is probably the last 3 years. So he's met the bar. They keep throwing bars at him. He keeps meeting them, and every year they keep coming up with something else. Meanwhile, they brought on white-owned stations that aren't doing anything at all, are like infantile as far as a startup. Like literally, they just bringing on white-owned stations. If people just incorporate and get some office space and buy some old movies from the 40s and say, I got a channel, run my 6 hours of old movies from the 40s. And you're thinking, well, how can you make money like that? Because it doesn't matter, because you get access to Comcast volume of viewers. You can use that in your ad purchases, in your solicitations to buy advertise, or not buy. You can use that in selling your advertising. You also get a share of the ads that Comcast runs on your channel. So that's really all it is. Understand what a channel is, right? The basics of a channel is just having a corporation or an LLC, office space, and you license some content. It don't gotta be new content. It could be some shows. It could be shows that just got one season and they're awful, and they got one season and they got shelved, or shows that never made it. It could be anything. You could just put anything on, right? That's a channel, right? You got 8 hours a day, 4 hours a day, whatever the requirement is. That's a channel. Comcast is gonna run it. They're gonna throw ads on there. You're gonna make some money. You can sell ads. You're gonna make some money. You use their viewership, their volume of viewership. That's it. Byron Allen has more than that. People came on a couple of weeks ago and y'all raving Tyler Perry. You're raving Tyler Perry, but no one was raving Byron Allen, and that upset me. That really upset me, because Tyler Perry's doing some other stuff that's nefarious, and I don't even want to get into that right now. But no one's been talking about Byron Allen, and his success in the business. Nobody's been talking about that, because the business isn't about making movies anymore. Nobody's caught up to that. I'm sorry, I mean films. Nobody's caught up to that. The business isn't about making films anymore. Nobody's even caught on to that game yet. See? But anyway, the point I'm making is just that, oh, and they had another argument too. They said that because Comcast has stations owned by P. Diddy and Magic Johnson, and the lawyer goes, I don't know, I think these guys do music or something. They don't even know who he is. How incompetent of a lawyer do you have that he don't even know the people he's trying to use as character witnesses? He don't even know anything about them. First off, Puff Daddy is not a network executive, okay? He's a musical artist. He's a music producer. He knows nothing about running a network or content or any of that. He's had like one acting role. Okay, he's directed a few music videos. That does not make you a network executive. Magic Johnson's an athlete. Again, he doesn't have a degree in broadcast journalism, to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, let me know. But to my knowledge, he doesn't have a degree in broadcast journalism. Doesn't make you a network executive, He lends his name so that they can go into black neighborhoods and be like, okay, oh, it's Magic Johnson, And nobody's going to ask him for anything, because black people devalue black businesses, and they say that because it's Magic Johnson's theater, I'm not going to say I got to get a job there because he don't got nothing to offer me anyway. He's black. I'm going to go work at the AMC theater because they got more to offer me. Not knowing that Magic Johnson theater is backed by a multi-billion-dollar consortium, and they got a lot to offer you. Matter of fact, before you even let them in the neighborhood, they need to be giving some money up for social things, social interest charities and things like that for that neighborhood. So that's the game that they're playing on y'all. That's the game that they're playing on y'all. But anyway, the point I was just making was just that, they admit to the discrimination. I don't know why they just don't admit to it themselves. Why it has to go to the Supreme Court. I mean, if you deny, here's where we at. This is what it should be. This is why discrimination laws are racist. This is what it should be. If you have a black person and you deny them, you just deny them anything that they seek in America, you say they can't have it. You discriminating against them. You're discriminating against them. Let's start with that, okay? Now, let's start with, and you're going to say, well, what about the lawyer metaphor? Well, contrary to her belief, some law firms do put the proper qualified applicants through law school. They will start you off as a paralegal to get you in and put you through law school. Certain individuals, certain children of partners get that opportunity, Again, that's more stuff you don't need to know about. But now let's say if you're a person of color, a black person, and you have a vehicle that relates to the business you want to do business with, and they tell you, get out of here, shoot, beat it, we're not doing business with you, that's discrimination. Because they got the door open and let everybody else in and their mama. That's it. That's all it needs. All discrimination has to be is you doing something for one whole group of people that you're not doing for one person. So you got 100 people that you let work with you, and you don't let this one person work with you, and the only difference is that that one person is of a different race or is of a protected class, and all these other people are of the same race and not of a protected class. Magic Johnson, Puff Daddy don't matter, because that's 2, maybe 3 channels, and Comcast got like 3,000 channels. So only 2 or 3 of those channels are black, supposedly black owned. That means nothing. That's not even an argument. Now, if you told me they got 500 black owned channels and they're not doing business with Byron Allen because his content sucks, well then you know what? I'm on Comcast's side. I could believe that. But Comcast don't even have 500 black owned channels. They don't even have 3 really. They have 3 that they let these black people talk about. They own it. But we know how that goes. What the ownership thing really is: 1%, none percent. You know, just your name on the masthead. We know what that's about. I could go on and on for hours, but I just wanted to say that. All right, guys. So talk to you later. Black to the film. Peace. Don't forget to buy my book, 104 Great Black Films You Should Watch.